Hello, I'm here. Give me just a minute to finish setting up. I am not in the bath, but I did bring my bath water. Yeah. Okay, so. Hello, I'm here. Oh, hold on a second. Give me just a minute to finish setting up. Things repeating. There we go. Okay. Hello, Sammy. Hello, John. Hello, Multilatrix. I don't know how to pronounce it. Michael DiCosimo. Awesome. Glad to see people already here. I'm going to get started in just a moment. Today we're going to be watching... Oh, and Scott's here too, and so is Joe. Oh my goodness. Sorry, you don't mind if I use your real names, do you? So today we're going to watch The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Unlike the last month's movie, this is not a good movie, but it is very entertaining. I like to think of it as the 1950s version of Frankenhooker. It's very similar. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I know that Mystery Science Theater 3000 has famously covered this movie, but I have not actually seen that episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. I know. So hopefully I won't be repeating any of their jokes. They're better than me at jokes anyway. So anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and get it started. Enough talking.
Let me die.
Let me know if the levels are good.
Die.
I've always wondered how to pronounce her name. Is it Leith or Leith? I don't know. Yeah, Virginia Leith. Leith. Just her head, mostly. I love how she's just unapologetically evil once she's just ahead. She's just angry. Just wants revenge. Oh, hey, Gorgon. You made it. You tried to be 3 hours early, but you made it. The thing that surprises me about this movie, it came out in, it was made in the late 50s, but came out in the early 60s. And it's really gory, like at the end. It's surprisingly gory for an old movie. Leith, okay. In my screenwriting class, they always told me to start page 1 with a dead body. This movie actually does that, so that's cool. Hey, Thrash made it! Good, just in time.
I should have known he was as good as dead when they wheeled him in.
You did everything possible, everything you could, Dr. Gorgon.
Shouldn't say that about
Everything.
Thrash.
Everything except save my patient.
Everything in the books.
Yeah, good, Gorgon. Do that. You'll find this movie
Now,
funny.
Dad, do I
I'm
have
sure.
permission to take over and try things my way?
The operating room is no place to experiment.
He's dead. I can't do any harm.
Very well.
Hard to argue with that logic.
Corpse is yours. Do what you want to do.
right.
This is a very different movie.
Make an
isn't
opening
it?
into the chest cavity. Apply 100 milliamps of current directly to the heart, then massage by hand. I'll handle the brain area.
No, it's not. I double checked
By
before
yourself?
By myself.
streamed that this wasn't the one with the semi-nude scene. He shows up in a lot, doesn't he, Thrash? John Hoyt. He shows up in a lot of these old movies, just in the background or like a minor character. But yeah, Donovan, Fiend Without a Face, also good. A very nice double feature with this movie.
to work fast, if it isn't too late.
You talk as if he's still alive.
He is. I just picked up a faint pulse beat.
Keep massaging the heart.
I am.
These electric shocks should stimulate the motor area enough to innervate the heart again. Then he won't need any external stimuli.
Keep away from the motor area. You'll paralyze him for good.
Which would you rather be, paralyzed or dead?
Try to play God. Some choices are not yours to make.
When the obstetrician has to decide which to save the mother or the child, who plays God then? It's part of the game.
Oh, the Tingler is William Castle.
The human body's not a jigsaw puzzle to experiment on.
Still playing
But yeah,
it
I love
safe
the
like
arm
other
movements.
doctors,
Like, what is he doing down
My
there?
breath. Keep massaging the heart. You've
you really
already
have to
lost your patient, Doctor.
Massage like that when you're massaging a heart?
Pulse is coming back stronger than ever. It's unbelievable.
And they keep talking about pulse and the heart, and yet they show breathing.
I've been working on something like this for weeks.
In your laboratory,
I knew this would work if only I had the opportunity.
you don't conduct experiments on people. You should be sure of the results first.
I am now. Stop massaging the heart. Let's see if it can take over by itself. All right. Close up the chest.
He's
All
finished.
right, finish with the cerebral area. How's his pulse?
Strong and steady.
You did perform a miracle. I may not approve of your methods, but I am proud of your results.
Well, you did everything that's unethical and horrible, but you know what? It worked, so I'm proud of you, son. Good job. And we'll never speak of this again. I'm sure he won't have any long-term damage. I'm sure he'll be fine. He was just dead. He just shocked their brain. They're fine.
That was an amazing, even an extraordinary operation, son. But it still is too risky, too uncontrolled.
Saved his life.
And the after effects, what about them?
You've lost the urge to experiment, to explore.
Yes, because that's why you get into surgery, to experiment and explore.
You don't explore on people. Before you put a scalpel to one, an operation like this needs testing under every condition. Over and over again. Rabbits, mice, monkeys, not people.
That man who should be dead
Hey,
now
monkeys are
won't think
people
so.
too.
There's more to surgery than just being a carpenter to patch up walls or a plumber to drain pipes. Our bodies are capable of adjusting in ways we've hardly dreamt of. If we can only find the key. I'm so close now, so very close.
The key to what?
Complete transplantations. To be able to transplant limbs and organs. To be able to replace diseased and damaged parts of the body as easily as we replace eye corneas now. So that the new parts will join together as though they were born there.
Can't be done.
It can be done.
Frankenstein did it. And so did Dr. Moreau.
My new special compound I've created, I'll do it. I know I can do it.
Sure, that's what you say.
That's what I know. I know I'm close.
And there she is with her body.
I'm so proud of you, I could kiss you.
Promises, huh? Always promises.
Careful, your father's liable to report us.
Stop the floor show. When you two are married, it won't be fun to watch anymore.
Well, I can promise you
Yes,
one
I
thing.
know what you mean,
Your
Sam.
grandchildren won't be test tube babies.
He says
You better
exploring
hurry
people
if you want
doesn't
catch
have
that
to
plane
mean
Denver,
medical
Dad.
science.
You know that medical convention can't start without you.
Jan, you'd better check about my reservations.
Oh, yes, I'll call the airport. I'll be right back.
Bill, the line between scientific genius and obsessive fanaticism is a thin one. Now, I want you on the right side of it.
If I don't experiment, how can I hope to perform operations like the one you almost messed up?
But I can't cover up for you anymore. The superintendent...
That worked out great for Frankenstein, right?
He thinks it's you who's been stealing those limbs from the amputee operations.
So what if it is? I've got to have limbs for my transplant experiments. Well, you said test and experiment. Test and experiment.
Yes, but limbs and organs taken from people.
I've got to have them to work with.
I need them. I need
Sure,
limbs.
I've made a few mistakes, but I've learned from them. I've learned.
Your reservations are all set. 3:30 takeoff.
Well, what have you two planned for the weekend?
Oh, nothing much. A quiet weekend.
You sure you're not going up to the country house?
Oh, you mean my Frankenstein
Always
poster?
sneaking off up there.
Very appropriate.
Place gives me the creeps. I should have sold it when your mother died.
You can't sell that place.
I can even
Well, I
move
mean,
my
it's
camera
nice
a
to get
bit so
away
you
from
can see
the
it
city.
better.
I can work without anyone snooping around.
You spend too much time up there. All right, I'll see you both in a few days. Got to clean up and get out of here.
Thrash says he went out on a limb.
Fine operation or not, Bill. You're walking on thin ice. Don't go too far.
They're letting a lot of people into this surgery room.
Oh, every time you touch me, I go out of my mind. I want to kiss you. Bill, I want to get married. I can't stand not having you.
You've
I would
been
totally
wonderful.
eat a breakfast cereal
rather
called
be a
Limbs
bride.
and Organs, John.
In a few more weeks. And nothing will keep us apart. We'll be together.
All the limbs would be like the like crunchy parts, the cereal part, and then like the organs would be the marshmallows. Yeah. You could even have some of them with like juicy centers. It'd be great.
Dr. Cordner. I'm so glad you're here. I was afraid you'd gotten away. There was a very important phone message that came to you. It sounded quite urgent. I've been looking everywhere. It was from a man called Kurt. He called from the country place, and he said something terrible has happened. He wanted you to come right out.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Joe. Or
Well, you've
Scott.
always wanted to know what's kept me away from you so many
He
weekends.
chose me over church.
Have you got the keys to your car?
And behold the most exciting car crash in cinematic history.
Before.
This is going to be
Because
great.
the things I'm working on don't need an audience.
That telephone call. What about it?
All right. Hold off the questions.
Why the mystery, Bill? What's it all about?
We'll be there soon enough. You'll see. I've got to hurry.
There's nothing wrong with one for the road back then. 2 or 3 even. So I'm curious, how many of you in the chat have actually seen this movie? MST3K or otherwise? Yes, thank you, Scott. I do appreciate it, how well you worship me. On your knees! I love this. Okay, it looks about half and half. Like half of you have seen it and half of you haven't. Acting! Acting! You've just been in a car crash. You don't know if your wife is alive or dead. Your car is burning in the foreground. We just can't see it. Just walk away. does. I mean, this is actually a good shot. Like, cinematography-wise, I do appreciate where they put the camera for that shot. And you got the hand in the foreground, and it just falls down. I do like that. The music is completely ridiculous, though. So over the top. I had a feeling you, Thrash, would definitely have seen this with with the MST3K version and the regular version. I had no doubt. Okay, now you've got to hurry away, but you're still kind of injured from that roll. Oh, no, don't look back. You only have eyes for the future. The future! That's all you care about. Yes, her head just kind of fell off. The rest is left up to our imagination. Exactly how she got decapitated. I really wish they had actually shown it, just because it would have looked ridiculous. You know, this is a cheap independent movie made in the 50s. It would have looked terrible. Would have been great. Would have looked even worse than the beheading in The Omen, the original Omen. Yeah. You're a little tired, but you still need to move forward. Don't worry, the cops will never find the crashed car. It will never come up again. Yeah, right, Thrash. Don't forget, you're supposed to be limping. Limp! Ah, blood! Does he live in a house or a castle?
All right, for God's sake, open the door. I'm coming. Matter? What's happened to you?
A terrible accident. I've got to save her. Got to save her.
What is it? What have you got there?
Kurt, please. Sterilize the tubes and instruments, quickly.
What are you going to do? Aren't you going to have a look in the closet first?
No, I can't now. This is more important.
But you don't
For God's sake,
understand.
Kurt, this is urgent. Do as I tell you before it's too late. I can't waste precious time arguing with you.
Right, Scott. I know brain cells die rapidly, but you know, I really need a breather. He's running, it's hard. I'm kind of out of shape. I'm a surgeon, not a marathon runner. Oh, what's in the closet? It's not even important. Don't worry about it. It's nothing. The original title when they were making this movie was originally going to be The Black Door, which is the door to the basement, or the door to the closet, I mean. But when you see the door in a minute, it's not black, so they decided to change the title. And instead of calling it The Brown Door, they called it The Head That Wouldn't Die. But then when they were distributing it, they thought Brain would be, better. And I agree. The Brain That Wouldn't Die is much better. It is a lot like Reanimator. There's a lot of different movies that I see in this movie. Like Reanimator, Frankenhooker, and Frankenstein. Lots and lots of different movies kind of all feel like they're scrambled into this one. I'm sure that Stuart Gordon, who made Reanimator, saw this movie. He had to have. Ah, Daily Dan is here. Greetings. And my parents are here. I apologize for that heavy metal review. Yeah, that was definitely one of the worst surgery scenes in cinema history, for sure.
The eyelids. I saw them move. Can't be. My eyes are deceiving me.
What you see is real.
I love
What's
that the
done is
wires
done,
are
and what
like
I've done is
telephone
right.
cords. Just why
The
not?
work of science.
Nice, Thrash. I see a brown door and I want to paint it black. Nice.
I remember fire.
I have seen Frankenstein, the True Story, Major Duke. I'm thinking of doing a video on it, actually. I've got a copy of it. It's really interesting. It's a very different take on Frankenstein. I like it. Let me die. Let me die.
I've had success with transplants. Now I can do it for her.
Oh, yeah. That's how you do science, right? You got beakers and bubbling liquids and tubes and telephone wires. Why not?
I brought her back. She'll live and I'll get her another body. I can make her complete again.
Only a madman can believe that she could ever be like before.
Don't argue with me. I love her too much to let her stay like this. I'll restore her as before. You'll see.
Can't you realize?
Did
Can't
Steve
you
Martin
see?
remake this?
There's
Really?
a pattern to all that lives. An order, an arrangement. She had a heart and a brain, and her spirit was in both, not in one or the other.
No.
Yeah, none of us can compete with Thrash when it comes to the
Give her a
jokes,
brain
man.
and a heart.
Yes, and what of
He's
her
got the
soul?
dad jokes down to a science.
Say you love her. You can remember
Science!
her love for you. Then how can you make of her an experiment of horror?
All the skill and science I possess was meant for this. Life has a pattern. The whole pattern of my life is shaping itself to save her now.
Then you intend to go
My
through
pattern
it?
will save her pattern. Because that's science!
Sleep, my darling. Rest and grow stronger.
Yes, make sure your head grows stronger. You need to really rest those ears. Yeah, they need that like tube with the red lights, the 3 red lights that spin
How long
around.
do you think we can
That's
keep
what
her
they
alive
need.
under these conditions?
48.
Or one of
Yeah,
those,
the most.
what do they call the electrodes with
Do
the
you really
lightning
believe
between
you
them?
can work a
Can't remember what that's
transplant
called.
on her successfully?
Yes.
Like
Man
my
with 2
arm,
brains, you're right, he did, yeah.
smoother than
He
before.
did do the Man with 2 brains with,
Yours was an early
Is it Lily
experiment
Tomlin?
that failed. With her, I'm using my new adreno serum. Must work. I've got to go now. If the police or anyone call,
they won't.
tell them you don't know anything about it. I don't think anyone will trace us here because her body was burned in the wreckage.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yeah, they won't
Before
know
you
that
go,
it was your car and that
do
you
have a
live
look in that
here
closet.
or anything.
It's the reason why I called you up here.
John quotes Cave Johnson. Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Yeah, they need the machine that goes ding, for sure. Oh yeah, even by the 50s, this was cheesy and old school, and yeah, it was made for drive-ins. It really was, and that's where it did its business. It actually made a lot of money because it only cost what, like $10 to make. I mean, look at this.
Keep it
I
locked.
think it's just some guy in there going.
Oh. Oh, not through that thickness. Keep it closed. I've got to think about her now.
I can't think about
Find her
that.
a
That's
body.
not important.
How are you going to go about getting one?
I love this
Phil,
dramatic
how are you
repeat of a
doing?
line.
There are ways. There are ways.
I love that. So stupid. There are ways. There are ways. Abby Normal. Hey honey, want a date? What was I about to say? Yeah, Scott talking about other things doing business at drive-ins. One of the stars of this picture, you actually don't see until the last 10 minutes of the movie. After this, he starred in a movie called 50,000 BC, and the BC stands for Before Clothes. So this was actually high art in comparison. How dare you look at other women at this strip club? Can't believe I brought you here. You're not too attached to your head, right? You think you know where it's going, Gorgon. You think you know. Yes, very much so, white people dancing. To very white people music. If you're watching this when it's not live and some of the music disappears, it's probably because of YouTube and copyright stuff. The movie's in public domain, but every once in a while the music won't be. So, but luckily YouTube has a new feature that allows you to delete the audio without like deleting all of the audio. Like my voice could still stay, but the music would disappear. It doesn't work perfectly, but you know, just in case there's anybody who's watching this not live, because that happened in my last one last month. I was even talking about the music that was playing at the time, and if you watch it now, it seems really weird that there's no music playing when I'm talking about the music playing. Exactly, Scott. That's the exact look my wife gives me when she takes me to the strip club and catches me looking at the dancers. Right. Oh no, if it had been Madonna Major Duke, she'd have those cones for boobs, you know, like giant cones. Strike a pose. Yeah, man. I love drive-ins too. I wish they were still around. I mean, there's like a handful of them around the country, but not nearly enough. There should be one in every town. And they should still play movies like this every night. I would totally go. I'd be the only one there, but I would go.
What took you so long?
What made you think I'd come?
You know,
It doesn't do it automatically, Brian. I have to actually tell it to, but it will flag it. It'll tell me that there's been a copyright dispute, is what it's called. It's not really a strike. That's a different thing. And then I'll have the option to either delete the whole segment of the video, or I could just try their program to delete the audio, or delete the music. And you know, I think that's pretty cool. I don't like the whole copyright dispute business. I think that's terribly designed, but
once a week.
the way they allow you to fix it is pretty cool. It's pretty good
I
technology.
already did. Are you hustling for the house?
I hustle for myself. I'm the leading lady around here. I can sit with the squares out front.
I had a lot of hope, Scott, that drive-ins would come back during COVID. Oh, I said the C word on YouTube. Uh-oh. Now I will get demonetized. But it never happened. There was a company here locally that was trying to get drive-in theaters started in various cities during the pandemic, but it just never took off. People still didn't want to go. 'Cause people suck. Yeah, really, man. Sammy, just get like some popcorn for what, a dime? It'd be nice. It's really all it costs anyway.
Oh, around? Just looking around.
When you get done looking, then what?
I operate.
I get your message. You're coming across.
I just want you to give me a little
In the
head.
house. Why me?
Well, like I said, I'm looking.
Wow, 19 out of 20? That's really good ratio,
I'm
man.
not going to fake it for you.
When do you go on again? When?
Relax. I got another show yet, but it could be for you.
Oh, I was just asking.
Try taking. I'm getting nervous. I'm over 21.
No, it isn't that. I've just got things to do. Things to take care of.
Well, if I don't exactly make you sick, what could be more important that could be taken care of right now?
Well,
She's coming on really strong, isn't she?
I've got to see about helping somebody. Somebody who needs my help very badly.
I love
You
your
can't cut out
neck.
of me now, baby. Now when you got me feeling so good. I'm so warm all
The little
over.
head joke is just so easy. It's so hard not to make it, Joe.
I know I'm good for what you want.
You may be just what I'm looking for.
Uh-oh.
You've got your nerve.
Oh, look who's talking.
Why'd you haul your beat-up body back to the bar with the rest of the flies?
Keep your G-string on. I only came in here to change my clothes. I got admission. Now I'd like to see the rest of the show.
Come back in half an hour and maybe you will.
Get lost. Hi, lover boy. I see you've met the queen. But, hey. Come here, don't hide. You know, you've got the kind of face a girl doesn't mind looking at. Even out front, all the other girls are asking about you.
Get out of here. Choose company. Three's a crowd.
Who's to tell me to blow if I don't want to? This here's my dressing room, too. Remember?
I do try to keep the chat a little bit PG-13, but I won't boot you or anything if you say anything wrong.
Eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd better be going.
I mean, you could both
What
stay.
for? Look what you've done. You come back in with your 2 cents. Let me see you later. I'll make everything up to you. I swear I will.
Yeah. Come on back later.
Oh yeah, it's a cat fight. Just wait, you'll hear the cat in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
You lousy tramp. Once in a blue moon, I launched into a bar with class, and you messed it up.
What makes you think you had it? He wouldn't have you on his set.
Says who?
Says me.
This is probably the best scene in the whole movie.
Leftovers for?
Leftovers?
Why, you cheap third-rate stripper! You are falling over! She's bleeding! Let's go!
Wonder how many takes the director made them take.
I'll bash you like a bug. You should try. Oh, I'll try all right. Meow.
See, there's the cat. Told you. I'm sure those air bubbles are fine. Embolisms aren't a problem, right? Yeah, Mud and John Candy. Yeah.
You. Inside the closet. What has he done to you? I know there's someone there.
Oh, really, Thrash? I didn't know that. Apparently the brunette was in the day the world ended. As a blonde. Haha. Thank you, you finally subscribed to my channel. You have been assimilated.
And I'm not the first.
That's really funny, Major Duke. I like that. Yeah, there should always be a random meow whenever like there's any kind of cat fight or anything like that, or even just for any reason whatsoever.
Hate him for what he's done to me. If he only knew what it's
Careful,
like
John.
being
I don't want to
like
get a copyright strike from the chat. You never know. I'm
this.
kidding.
You know what it's like.
I just wonder how much this guy actually hears, because she's just...
You want revenge?
Seriously, that's all the motivation the director gave me. Revenge.
Yes. You thing inside and me the thing out here. My brain's still
Yes,
untouched.
Sammy. Here's Johnny.
What's keeping me alive is giving me a power he didn't count on.
I'd love that.
Power that you can feel. Across this room and through that door. Can't you?
Uh-oh, she's psychic now. Of course, Das Gimp appreciates the Gimp hand.
Together we're both more than things. We're a power as hideous as our deformities. Together we'll wreak our revenge. I shall create power, and you will enforce it. You the thing inside,
Yeah, I know. That always bothers me.
thing out here.
And I'm just gonna say, Kionhen. I have no idea how to pronounce your handle, but yeah, of all the absurdities in this movie, the one that bothers him is that she can talk without lungs. Where is the air coming from? But yeah, Sammy's right. 50s science doesn't have to make sense. It never does. It's just science. Yeah, Rebrad, this is just ahead of its time. It's just like a century behind. You know, in another 50 years, we'll have just disembodied heads having talk shows. It'll be like Futurama. Just put them in a jar. Baked Bean beat me to it. Yeah, Futurama. See? Yeah, at least she was able to keep her eye makeup perfectly intact after getting decapitated. She does have a lot of her neck, but I don't think she actually would have her vocal cords still intact. It looks like they would still be cut, because they go pretty deep. Yeah, but how does she laugh? I mean, that's even worse. She's taking these deep breaths.
What's locked behind that door?
Horror. No normal mind can imagine. Something even more terrible than you.
No, my deformed friend. Like all quantities, horror has its ultimate. And I'm that.
I love the
There is a
dialogue.
horror beyond yours.
So
It's in
pulpy.
there. Locked behind that door. The paths of experimentation twist and turn through mountains of miscalculation and often lose themselves
Yeah,
in
good point, Scott. Maybe it's the
terror,
bubbles
darkness.
from the blood being
Behind
pumped
that
into her.
door is
Instead
the
of causing
sum total of
embolisms, it
Dr.
gives her
Gordon's
breath.
mistakes.
He had no right to bring me back to this.
Perhaps not. Who knows? But you should know that before he injected the serum into that, it was but a mass of grafted tissues, lifeless. Just lay there, weighted down with its transplants of broken limbs and amputated arms. But with this serum, it began to breathe.
It's impossible.
Right,
Would you have
Thrash.
possible what
Aldous
he's
said,
already done?
sci-fi is no more written for scientists than ghost stories are written for ghosts. You said that in one of your live streams, and it stuck with me. I really like that
Only
quote.
a few years ago, all transplants were impossible.
That's what he's been doing up here where no one could see his work.
Yes. Experimenting with transplants on that. And on me. Letting him tear away my flesh time after time. Test after test. My hopes shattering with each grafted arm he fastened to me. Watching it wither and warp. Instead of strengthening. You see, He's
I hate
learned
it
from
when
his
that happens.
mistakes.
When it withers and
you
warps
stayed
instead of
with him,
strengthens. It's very annoying.
helping him in his grotesque work that he claims
They
is
have pills for
science.
that now.
Was there a place for me on the outside with this? A world where eyes would look upon me with pity and people would turn away from me in disgust? No. The alcoholic has his bottle. The dope addict his needle. I had my research. I used to be a surgeon.
He's almost
my
acting
life.
here. He's coming really
And
close.
one night in the laboratory there was an accident. They had to amputate my arm.
It does look a lot like the Russian doghead experiments. You know, I can't watch this movie without thinking about that.
I had no choice. He was my only hope. A surgeon needs both his arms, not just one. Well, you see, my transplanted grotesqueness stayed. So did I. I live only for the day he can work a successful transplant to my body. That is why I stay.
Transplant my head onto another body.
Yes. And he's insane with the belief he can do it.
The tissues of my body would reject the tissues of another.
Oh, stop it with your actual
Reject it as the
science.
foreign substance
Shut
it
up.
is. The transplant would never take it.
He
Would
has
never stay in
magic
place.
science formula. Or,
Let
sorry, magic
antibodies
science
attack it as
formula.
they attack any invading matter.
Yes, but his new discovery, this new serum, may change all that.
Yeah, don't worry, Donovan. All his good
Serum
acting
into the
will,
bloodstream.
good comparative to everybody else in this movie, will fall apart by the end.
The lymphoids
He has
that provide the
the
antibodies for
best.
the blood that attack foreign transplanted
Spoiler
matter.
alert, he has the best death scene.
It was on
It's so
tested,
good.
on tried, till we used it on you.
So that liquid in the blood that's being pumped through what's left of me
It's magic potion.
is what makes me feel the... He may produce results he didn't ask for.
Results? You mean like this?
Results more terrible than your arm of relative beauty. Results of power. Of magnitude.
Power. What power? Can't you see that you're at the mercy of every element of the universe? How can you speak of power?
I have power. This liquid that he's pumped into me. My brain burns with it.
I'm sorry.
That thing inside an iron touch.
The liquid pumped inside of her, and that thing inside.
Prove nothing. You're powerless.
I'll show you how powerless I am. You. Behind that door. Let me know if you hear me.
Warren says you should take her on the date to the
Whatever you
bowling
are.
alley.
I command you. You understand me. I'm only a head. And you're whatever you are.
You're whatever's behind the door.
Together we're strong. More powerful than any of them.
What are you running from? What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's you. Something wrong, something beyond control in that room.
There's nothing beyond my control. She's alive, and I'll keep her alive until I find her a body. I can't talk anymore. I'm tired. I've got to go to sleep.
And you didn't find her body?
Well, I've got to be careful. I can't afford to be identified as the last person seen with a girl before she disappears.
Do you think you'll get one?
There are many things left for tomorrow.
Stairways. Stairways. Back to this music again. That is a nice Corvette. should get those No Market Media guys to come on and do Cars and Movies. Unless in the car that had the accident earlier. Scott says he wants this music to be his life theme song. That's not creepy at all.
Hi, I was about to call a cop the way you were looking me over. How have you been, Bill?
Oh, just fine, Donna. I haven't seen you for quite a while.
Just
Too long.
admiring
I'm
the
still
shape
waiting
of
for that
your
call
skull.
you once promised me.
And you know how it is with interns. All work.
Oh, work and no play even makes for dull doctors. You're going to lose that bedside manner of yours. Say, how's that little side course in anatomy?
Yours?
Yeah, Major Duke, he's a surgeon. He has all the money in the
You know,
world.
bathing suit models.
He probably already had
Females
3 or
on the
4
hook.
cars.
Your eyes will have a field day.
I mean, he lives in a freaking castle.
not?
That's what it looks like.
You're just what the doctor ordered. Come on, jump in.
This movie just
second
takes this
thought, I
weird
just
turn
remembered
for
I've got to stop by
sleazy.
my place and take care
I mean,
of
it
a few
happened
things. It'll take
earlier
a
when he
minute.
went to
You
the
don't
strip
mind, do you?
club, but it's
I
just so
always follow the
weird.
doctor's orders. Anything you prescribe, I'll take.
That's what I like about you, Donna. Always so obliging.
Hey, Donna.
No, not again.
Hurry. Hi, Jeannie. We're going to look for some bodies.
You mean the contest?
Yeah.
Got any room for me?
Oh, sure. Plenty.
Now, baked bean, the smoking would be
Reynolds,
something else if it
Jeannie
was
Vick,
actually
Jack
the head.
Hop in, but first we're gonna
What's her
stop
name?
off
I
at
can't remember her
East
name
Side.
now. If she were smoking, somebody had to, like, hold the cigarette for her. That'd be something else.
Well, as a matter of fact, I can wait. Now that there's 2 of you, we'll have to wait.
Guess he thinks there's safety in numbers.
Well, this time there is.
You promised not to hurt you.
And I promise not to hurt you.
Damn it! It released in 1962. It was actually made 3 or 4 years earlier. It was made in the 50s, but they had like some distribution issues. I mean, it was independently made, and they didn't secure a distribution deal before they made the movie, which is not how you're supposed to do it. I mean, you can do that, and it is successful in some places, but that's not how you're supposed to do it, especially back then.
Everyone except the 5 finalists, and they will be judged solely by your applause.
And then when they finally did distribute it, they actually filled out the paperwork wrong, which is why this movie's in the public domain. It was in the public domain immediately. Like, it never got copyright. Because the people who made the movie had no idea what they were doing. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah.
Betty Brompton.
Yes, this is science! This scene is very important. It's crucial to the plot of the movie.
Terry Lund. Peggy Howard.
She has the second nicest body I've ever seen.
Second to you?
No, another girl, a figure model. You remember that one in school years ago? The one who had the accident.
Oh, yeah. Doris,
A lot of accidents in this
She's
movie.
still around?
Everybody's backstory is, when they had that
She
accident.
just stays in her studio posing for art classes with camera bugs.
Oh, and she's absolutely hideous.
Figure model. Poses for art classes. The nicest body she's ever seen.
Just in case you don't get where this is going. There's a little exposition for you.
She's got to be. I can keep Jan alive only for a few more hours. I've got to find her a body.
This pageant brought to you by Katana Blades, able to cut off 3 heads before needing to be sharpened.
He intends to kill somebody. To rob them of their body. Do you hear me?
Baked Bean says they were all drummers in Spinal Tap. That's funny. That explains all the accidents.
You hear me? You know how Bill's egotism drives him on and on. To infamy upon infamy.
I mean, he's a surgeon. That makes sense. That scans.
could ever be born of evil. Yet he claims his work is for science. Humanity.
That's a really good point, Sammy. So many people had accidents that even the movie being in the public domain is an accident. Poetry.
Trying to
That's great. I
fashion
love
out
it.
your own.
They should have sent a poet.
What's human in this? Of how you must exist, locked behind that door. We've got to stop him.
I joke, but I actually do like this cheesy music. I kind of like it a lot. It's repetitive as all get out, but I like it. It's like generic jazz. Infamy upon infamy. It's one of the side effects of the adrenoserum that was brought to you by science. I don't know, is this the more risque semi-nude version? Because it doesn't look like it to me, but I grant I don't actually know. By 1950s mainstream standards, maybe this is semi-nude, but I don't think so. Richard Cheese, oh man. I'm so glad somebody said Richard Cheese. Brings back lots of good memories.
I've had it for tomorrow.
I love his version of Personal Jesus.
Time's just about up anyway.
Okay.
And what's the other one? Rio. Duran Duran. His version of Rio is really funny.
Say, Doris.
Yes, Major
would you
Duke,
like
you
to
are
have a drink with me?
1000%
Just you and
correct.
me.
These
Wait
movies
for
were
everybody.
made so kids could make
Someplace
out in the
where nobody will butt in
theaters.
with. You and I can really be alone.
No, thank you.
How about posing for me? Private like. I'll pay you real money.
How could he
Real good
possibly
money.
be interested in her?
Kind
She's
of money They don't
hideous.
throw at you every day. And for doing hardly nothing at all.
I do my posing for classes only, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 to 10.
Yeah, I know, but we can...
Good night.
Exactly, Scott. The music is very multi-purpose. You're right. That's why it should be your life theme song. I support this decision.
See it all, mister. The show's over. Next time, bring a camera and buy a ticket. I'm not running a charity.
You don't remember me, do you, Doris?
Every guy on the make gives me that same tired line.
I'm Bill Courtner.
Yeah, there you go, Rakookster. This is just like a prequel to
Yeah.
Crash. David Cronenberg's Crash.
Long time ago, that fight. He almost tore that wise guy apart for making fun of me. After my accident.
Look, can't we go somewhere and talk?
No, I don't date men. Because I pose like I do. Your mind works overtime. You get ideas. You're all alike.
Oh, not all of us. I'm not on the make for you.
Okay, so maybe you're better than most. Maybe not. I still hate all men.
At least she's very direct
What one
about
did
it.
to me once. Have you forgotten? Well, have you?
No, I haven't forgotten.
Well, neither have I.
Maybe I'm not giving this movie enough
I
credit.
carry
Maybe it's
the
really
memory
about
around
feminism. And the different shades of
You can't hide
feminism and how
yourself away here
objectified
forever,
women
posing
are.
bare in front of a bunch of neurotics.
Listen, Galahad. I trusted a man once, all the way. What did it get me? He gets his head full of jealous lies, and I
You've
get...
got to forget what
How
happened.
can I forget? I carry the memory around with me. Am I so appealing to you now?
So hideous. Oh.
Doesn't it make you sick? You don't even turn away from me like everyone else does.
To me, you're not ugly. I see only beauty in you. You have a lovely body and a face that can be made beautiful again also.
Yeah. I've heard that song before.
I'm a doctor, I know. My father's one of the leading plastic surgeons. If anyone can help you, we can. I know I can.
I've been to doctors. It's no use. The scar tissue's too deep. No one can help me.
How could anyone ever find me attractive with this,
hopeless.
you know, relatively minor scar on my face?
And skin tissue that, where we can even
it's kind of like,
freeze areas of the skin.
what was that movie, Ready Player One?
Sand away damaged skin tissue.
Where she has like a birthmark on her face. In the book, it was much more pronounced, but in the movie, it's just like this little tiny mark. She's like, oh, no one will ever love me because I'm so deformed.
And start believing.
It's just like that. Yeah, see, Sammy beat me to it. Same thing. Ready Player One. Yeah, he can totally fix your ugly face by cutting off your head. It's a perfect solution.
I couldn't pay him the kind of money.
You're right, Rakookster.
Don't talk about money. He does a lot of work without any charge.
Why should you want to do this for me? What's in it for you?
I'm going to make your face beautiful again.
And then I'm going to put you
and give
under
your body away.
He's very direct, too. Why would he make your face beautiful first?
I'm sorry, Bill. I have been knocked around so many times.
Nice one,
I've
Warren.
lost count. It's tough living.
Give her a
with it.
facelift like you've never seen.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful.
Because you've been battered around, don't go sour. You shouldn't lose your trust in people. Not all of us.
I believe you.
She hasn't lost her trust in all people, just all men.
You really
That's all.
think something can be done?
Only my father knows. Look, we have a country place.
And now
just
she
out
will
of
trust
town.
you completely.
He's visiting for the weekend. I could take you there now.
This is
for
totally
consultation.
within the bounds of the
tonight?
character is already
Well,
drawn.
you'd rather wait till he comes back. If
Oh,
he
no,
comes
no.
back.
I mean, he wouldn't be annoyed being bothered with me so late at night.
Well, you let me do the worrying, hmm?
I'll do anything that'll help me get rid of this face.
Right, Major Duke.
Oh,
Her
that's
eyebrows
what I
for
can
traffic cones.
Remember the last time I helped you?
The way he keeps looking at people's necks.
Where you going?
I think maybe he's a vampire.
Who are you calling?
My girlfriend, I want to tell her the news.
Well, you
The
know
thing
what it's
is,
gonna be?
this part of this scene is actually really well written. It's very
You're right. I shouldn't talk
suspenseful and
until I know what's going
Hitchcocky,
to
and I
happen.
actually really like it.
My girlfriend, she's
Like,
supposed to drop in
legitimately.
later. I'll have to leave her a note or something.
Well, just tell her you'll see you later. Otherwise, she'll ask a lot of nosy questions. We want to be sure first. Just throw something on, huh?
I'll be with you in a minute.
Because, you know, he doesn't want anybody else to know that he's been there. And she's just like, yeah, I gotta call my
Just tell her
friend.
you'll keep in touch.
You know.
I'll leave it on the table. She'll see it.
Now he's thinking, I hope you
Had
don't
to
name
go
me.
out with old friend Bill Courtner.
And then she names him.
We'll call you tomorrow.
He's gotta come up with a new plan.
Doris. Here.
I'll leave it on the lamp. She'll see it, won't she?
That's the first place she'll look. I'll leave the lights on for her. I have waited so long for this.
So have I.
Alex Lemons has arrived.
Again. Hit it again.
Don't worry, you haven't missed the part where the thing comes out of the door.
Got to see your hideousness. I've got to see mine.
We've got to see each other's hideousness.
Wonder which of us is more awful.
You know, I think this is kind of like David Cronenberg's Crash. It's a
Nothing
joke,
you
but
can be is more
mine
terrible
is.
than what I am. A head without a body. A head that should be in its grave.
Well, your body's not in a grave either, if it makes you feel any better.
I hate him for what he's done to me.
It's still on the side of the road, probably.
Can your horror match mine? Quiet. Someone's coming.
No, the budget can't really afford to make your horror that bad.
come to feed your friend, while you feed yourself with hate. It prefers food.
Your formless, nibbling fear becomes you more.
Yeah.
I would definitely see a remake of this movie, Rakookster.
What makes you think I'm afraid of what's in there? Or of you?
Although really,
Yeah,
Frankenhooker
it's
is
such a
very
body.
close. Just add some super
People
crack
fear what they
and, you know, a
don't
little bit more
understand.
nudity, and you've got
And what they
Frankenhooker.
can't see.
What are you talking about? You're nothing but a freak of life. And a freak of death. Why should I be afraid of a few knocks on a door?
But last night you ran. You were afraid of what you imagined lay behind that door.
Right, Thrash.
I?
You gotta watch carefully. When the door gets knocked off, the creature breaks character trying to catch it.
Imagine. It was I who helped grab together the bits and pieces that were stolen from the hospital. An amputated arm, a leg, a torso. It was I who helped piece them together like a monstrous jigsaw puzzle.
And that same medicine that he's fed to me to activate my
Adrenal
lymphoid
serum.
tissues. Has he fed it to that?
No. No, on that he used an earlier formula. It wasn't as successful as the serum he's using on you, but it was enough to allow the transplants to take. If your experiment is successful, then it'll be my turn.
And
Yeah,
what
if David
else has
Cronenberg
happened
could
to
do
it?
for this what he did for The Fly, that'd be cool. But I mean, The Fly was
What else?
a better movie than this. But yeah, I think David Cronenberg in his heyday could have done it.
Mutated some, of
He doesn't
course.
do this kind of movie anymore, but
It's
back in the day, he
changed
could have.
considerably.
Why don't you open the door? And we'll both see how it's changed.
Listen, you. I warn you.
You don't
You
want to
better
see
stop
it.
pestering me, do you hear? I'm getting fed up with you and your insidious talk. He should have cut out your tongue while he was at it.
Afraid?
Afraid of whom? Of you? No. Not anymore.
But of it.
Nor of it.
I don't fear clowns.
He only keeps it locked in there so that it'll be safe, that's all.
Safe? From me?
Beast.
You gotta give it to Virginia Leith. She's doing all this acting,
I
and
hope
she
you
has to be
prolong
as
your
still as
existence into a
possible.
lifetime of agony. Then we'll see who's laughing at whom.
Acting is
You
in quotation
miserable
marks. You couldn't tell.
Ken!
Oh no! This is where it gets surprisingly gory. I mean, it's not that bad, but it's still surprising. But the acting is top notch. I love this. Oh yeah, Virginia Leith hated this movie. She refused to have anything to do with it after it was done. I almost believe he doesn't have an arm. I love the smear of blood on the wall. That's pretty cool. Oh, damn it! My gimp arm! I can't open a door with my gimp arm! Doorknobs! My one weakness. Yeah, some of her lines were actually ADR'd by a different actress because she refused to come back for post-production. "'Tis but a scratch. Here we go. This is the acting I was talking about. I love this part. I make fun of them, but when I was in high school, they had this VPA session, visual performing arts, where they'd get a bunch of kids together and say, "Okay, we're going to find out which one of you could actually be actors." And they tell us to get on stage, and one at a time we each fake our own death, various different types of death. Like people in the audience would shout out how we would die, and I got poison, so I faked my death with poison, like drinking something and dying. And at the end, they rate the best to the worst, and I was the worst, the absolute worst, of like 25. So I'm not one to talk.
People like me, really.
I'm sorry. I trust you. I trust you with my life.
Well, I can't ask for any more than that.
What are you gonna do? Bleed on me? It's a good thing he didn't bleed in this.
I'll be right back.
He just had to come in, check the door, sit down, and then he went back in here to die. And he totally doesn't have his other arm under his jacket. Totally doesn't have it. Yeah, I laugh, Thrash, but it still hurts. It still hurts. 25th place. No, I'm not going to redo that scene for you. I know myself well enough now. I cannot act. I thought I was a good actor because my parents always let me get away with lying to them. Karate Girl 1973. Yeah, very similar. I can't believe there's other human beings on the planet who've seen that movie. I have class. There's only so far I'll go for those subs. Maybe that's why I've got on his... Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say that. For a 1 million subscriber special, absolutely. I'll do Shakespeare if you want. You want me to do Hamlet? I'll do it for 1 million subscribers. I can do Hamlet's death scene. It only takes, 20 minutes? Or for 100th patron. I'll take that too. Yeah. That actually might actually happen. One day. Yeah, the body's covered up. It's just as completely inconspicuous as his burning car that never got him in any trouble whatsoever.
Beginning to think
you don't want to see me shirtless, Major Duke.
Why,
You
Doris, you've
don't.
become very important to me. Very important. I put a little water in it so it wouldn't be too strong for you.
Fine. I'm not a very heavy drinker.
Neither am I. Well, here's to your future, whatever it may be.
I'll drink to that.
She's so trusting for somebody who doesn't trust men. Well, the good thing about Hal's death scene, John, is that I wouldn't have to actually do anything physical. I could just record my voice doing it. I could do that. I wouldn't be as good as Douglas Rain, but I feel like I could make a passable attempt. Oh, Roger Corman handling this? I think this movie was distributed by American International, which later became Roger Corman's outfit. So he probably had... I mean, of course he didn't need the rights. This is a public domain movie. What am I talking about?
It's getting awfully warm in here.
Yeah, it is. There's almost too much to take. Ah, but then I see her face. It's so hideous.
I feel kind of funny.
It's the music. It's not actually the drink. The music is doing this to you. We all know jazz does this to women, right? Oh, I could totally act as the monolith, yeah. Like, good idea, Sam.
Bill, you put something in my drink, didn't you?
Right, Scott. Theme song has this effect on everyone. It's not just women. You don't gender discriminate.
I told you I'd bring you a body.
I think the answer's in the question, Joe. Why is sexy music when the woman gets drugged? Because that's the appropriate time, right?
Yes, I can. I want you as a complete woman, not part of one.
Can't stand that you're just
to
ahead.
keep you alive?
I don't love you for your brain.
Is it a crime for science to jump ahead by years? This kind of thing must be done.
It just has to be
When
done.
it's over, you'll see. I'd better hurry now. The drug will wear off soon and she'll be awake.
Oh, did I miss the line where he said, "Where's the crime and what I'm doing"?
When she does come to, it will be your head consciously awakening for her.
Yeah, I think I missed that line. Such an obvious joke. Like, murder is kind of a crime, isn't it? No, Scott, I'll only do that for you.
You must be stopped. You must.
And who's going to do it? It's got to be quiet here.
Can't stop me.
Very well.
Surely he had stronger tape lying around than that. Don't worry, I'm sure this basement is completely sanitary, ignoring the dead body and blood everywhere. That's a good point, Warren. It's not actually murder if the body is still alive. Get the right lawyer. I think he'd be in the clear. He could afford it. Once again, I see no reason not to turn my back on this door. Okay, here comes what Thrash was talking about. Not just science, Donovan. Science! I love the eyeball on his head. That's awesome. Compared to a lot of other, like, cheesy monsters and creatures from the 50s, this one isn't actually that bad. The actor is just a gigantic man. He's like 7'4" or something. As we all know, marble burns. Major Duke Mormons. Okay, that's really funny. You got me there. Well, Scott, the in-story explanation is that it was a normal head at first, but then it warped and mutated over time. Sorry, I'm defending this movie. Hey, you guys. And that pretty much wraps up. There's no loose ends, right? Everything's fine. I mean, the story's over. There's no need to keep going. Let's just turn the camera off.
I told you to let me die.
So honestly, that is a good last line. I wish there had been a sequel. I really do. I would have watched it. So that's that. Let me go to my full screen. So that was The Brain That Wouldn't Die. In all seriousness, I do love that movie. It's not a good movie, but I love it. There's actually some fun scenes in it, and there's some fun ideas in it. But yeah, it's hard to take it seriously. I would never do an actual sci-fi classic review of it. So, any questions? Anything? Yeah, what did we learn? If your wife is in a car accident, just leave her. Don't try to save her head or anything. Just let her burn. That's what we've learned, right? That's the lesson of this movie. Yes, thank you, Thrash, and thank you everybody for showing up. This was a lot of fun. I do enjoy this, and I am planning on doing this every single month now. I'm going to do this public domain theater thing every single month. And now that I've got a Zoom subscription, I might even have guests on with me. So if anybody who has Zoom wants to do this with me next month or any other time, just let me know. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I've got a few options. I kind of want to do a silent movie just because I can talk over it all the time. But I don't know. It could be anything. We could even do like Night of the Living Dead, although I probably won't do that till October. It could have been a good movie, Rakookster. You're right. There is a good movie in here. It's just covered in so much schlock and cheap writing and cheap effects that you kind of lose it. But it is there. There is some neat ideas. And there, like I said, there was that one scene that has some really good suspense in it. And the climax is actually pretty good. Like, for a 50s creature feature, I've seen way worse than that. Don't miss the opportunity when two women are arguing over you. Yeah, that's another good moral, Sammy. Yeah, if two women are arguing over you, just be a peacemaker. Let them both stay, you know? Why are we fighting? Otherwise, you leave and then the cat meows. So, don't speed on winding country roads. Well, on one hand, yeah, bad things will happen, but on other hands, maybe you'll be like Doctor Strange and you'll get superpowers, you know? You never know. Yeah, Donovan, I'm definitely saving Night of the Living Dead for October. And besides, I want to do this a few more times before I get to such an obvious movie that like everybody's done. You can find like 15 different versions of it on YouTube already. I want to stick to sci-fi adjacent. Night of the Living Dead is almost sci-fi, but it's just horror. How much money did this flick make? It's really hard to get box office numbers from movies like this, especially movies that were specifically made for the drive-through or drive-in market. But from my understanding, it actually made a significant amount of money in rentals. Drive-ins actually paid more for movies than regular theaters did. I don't know why. That's just a thing. And yeah, as far as I know, it did turn a big profit for the independent company that produced it. And it also made money for American International, which, would eventually become known for releasing all kinds of schlocky movies like this, including, Roger Corman movies and stuff. So, yeah, Rab. I hope that answers your question. I don't know exactly how much it made. I just know that it made a profit. Yeah, see you next time, Major Duke. I'll be here. Is the picture of Dorian Gray public domain? I don't know. But yeah, Scott, there actually is like something to say about feminism and masculinity in this movie. And if it were made by somebody more competent and maybe written a little bit more saliently, I guess, you could actually put that in there and it would make a lot of sense. Like, it is there, but you really have to dig. You have You have to have a kind of English degree that I have in order to even see that kind of thing. Okay, everybody's saying goodbye, so I guess I'll also say goodbye. I got other things to do this afternoon anyway. Scott, Joe, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yep. I'll see you later. Good night, goodbye, good morning, whatever. And stop. How do I stop? I forgot where the stop button is. Yeah.